incoming. Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment. Point for your squad and lead them in. Enemies dropping into the AO.
Oh, okay, we got some. I think I'm a tactical player. Alright. Oh, of course they're by the fucking castle, because they're fucking campers too. It's all fucking little kid campers. It's all it's on right now. Little kid campers. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. You're not camping today, buddy. No camping. No camping today, buddy.
We've made several arrests of people who have harbored him or transported him away from us, that he was too hot.
Where's Mr. Tactical at?
So he began to run.
Oh, sorry, Tactical. You should have been Tacticaler.
With our deputies, and a lot of our deputies, we were joined by the Winter Haven Police Department.
Yeah.
Your great allies and partners,
luck,
and
buddy.
they came out to assist. We searched for him with a canine, and he came out of a wooded area.
Back to what I was doing. Oh, nice.
Which was another shock for us. We certainly anticipated that he would be together. After the arrest, I was on the
Yeah, you can't sneak up on me like that, bro. I stay that strapped.
I opened the door and I looked at him and I said, okay. I stuck my I gave myself up. Well,
This motherfucker had to hit his asthma pump.
when you're surrounded by 100 deputy sheriffs.
Now you can sit in it.
He's in custody.
Sit.
The investigation goes on concerning the death and murder of Sierra.
Their little comfort zone, their little safety zone. My little man boobies hurt. Can you rub some? Can you rub some?
You will find to be a very interesting case.
Can you rub them?
God bless
My
you,
little
and
man
thanks
titties
for the
hurt.
hard work of my deputy.
Pubescent psychopaths commit the vilest evil against an infant. Today, they walk free among you. The tyrannical teen becomes a serial killer of taxi drivers and disco dancers. These are just a couple of cases in our gruesome catalog of killer kids, the young monstrosities you won't believe are real. Zachary Davis.
Half of them are playing Call of Duty right now.
Face of evil, a young man who perfectly fits the description of disturbed. The date is August 10th, 2012. A 15-year-old boy in Tennessee, USA, is going about his normal day. He's a quiet kid. He doesn't have too many friends. Those that do know him think he's a bit strange. He's obsessed with serial killers for some reason. He loves reading about their methods. One of his pastimes is Googling types of torture. He often downloads images of obscene gore. His favorite book? Stephen King's Misery. You could say he's one to keep an eye on. Not long ago, he wrote in his notebook, "You can't spell slaughter without laughter." This is a kid who is loved by his mother Melanie, a paralegal and a triathlete who adores Zachary and his 16-year-old brother Josh. On this day, all three of them go to see a movie. It's been a good day out. Melanie knows both boys have not been right since their father died in 2007 ALS. She sent Zachary to see a psychiatrist. While the psychiatrist did say her son was suffering from a depressive disorder, Melanie decided it was best to cure her son with love and understanding. It was a mistake, a grave one. After they got home from the movie, Zachary goes into his room and starts packing things into a backpack. The items include his beloved notebooks and a toothbrush, but what's entirely disturbing is he also packs up his gloves and ski masks. They call him. He has plans for the future, but right now he's concentrated on the present, which means waiting for Melanie to go to bed. She does that at about 9 p.m., and when Zachary can hear the sounds of her slumber, he calmly walks into her room with a sledgehammer held in his hands. Towering above Melanie, he strikes her head with significant force. He keeps striking, maybe 20 times, until his mother is well and truly smashed, like someone on a medieval wheel. Blood is everywhere, spattered all over the bed and on the wall, covering Zachary himself. He looks like a maniac, clenching the weapon in his now red hands. He walks to what he calls the game room and takes whiskey and gasoline to drench the place. Soon the room is aflame. Zachary, purposefully leaving his sleeping brother alone, leaves the house
all these douchebag kids
in the fire. Thanks to a fire alarm and the fact that Zachary had closed the game room door, his brother will survive. Zachary's plans are thwarted when he's picked up by police about 10 miles away from his house. During the subsequent interrogation in what he described as a voice that realizes evil, he explains
don't let your little pussy flaps hurt.
Detective already knows some things about Zachary, his obsession with killing, his mental distress, and what seems like a willingness to
little pussy flaps hurt.
Serial killers. Zachary explains
beat your little pussy flaps to
what would have
death.
happened had he not been picked up by the cops. I didn't feel anything when I killed her, Zachary said about his mother. Something was obviously very wrong with this kid. He had some serious mental issues. His father's death had obviously hurt him, but he had a loving family, unlike the majority of the serial killers he admired, whose lives were mired in trauma from a young age. Zachary's evil seemed to come from an unknown place. He was an enigma, like all the kids you'll hear about today. Even in court, he showed absolutely no remorse when he was shown photographs of his mother's beaten body. He quite calmly explained that he used the sledgehammer because there was no chance of missing or leaving her alive. He smiled when describing the sound the weapon made when connecting with her head. It was a wet, thumping sound. Oh. In later interviews, he looked like a madman. When the judge sentenced Zachary to life in prison, he shared some words with the court. "You became evil, Mr. Davis. You went to the dark side. It's that plain and simple. Can we beat this story? You know us, viewers. Of course we can." Let's now have a look at one murder that Zachary has read about and was highly impressed with, a crime that he admitted served as an inspiration for his own crime. But that
No, that bitch was standing there. He didn't just get there.
Was only 11
Fuck
years
off.
old, and to most people, she seemed like a little girl who was as harmless as the teddy bear she kept by her
Come on,
bed.
cunt.
She was, in fact,
Kill
a
something.
brutal killer of the highest order, and that's why young Zachary had so much respect for her. On June 1st,
This fucking guy. Every time we go to his camera, he's running somewhere, dude. Doing absolutely fuck all nothing.
And girl A walks up to another girl, 12-year-old Satomi Mikara. It's just an ordinary lunch break for all the other 6th graders, some of whom are playing, others napping, but most are still reading the Girl A goes on over to Satomi's desk and says to her, "Hey, come outside with me. I have something funny to show you." Satomi has never really had any issues with Girl A, so I'm not posting this thing. The two walk out of the classroom, and Girl A leads the way to another room, an empty one. Satomi asks her what this funny thing is. Girl A's face suddenly transforms into an expression of infantile rage. She whips out an incredibly sharp box cutter and slices Satomi's neck. Soon after the teacher realizes the girls are missing, she goes to see where they are when she finds young Satomi lying in a pool of blood. When she asks Girl A what happened, she hears the reply, "I have done a bad thing." There's never been a clear motive. Maybe Girl A had read too many violent comic books. Maybe she was stressed or had Asperger's syndrome, but she wasn't the only case of kids killing other kids in Japan. Satomi's father later said, "I can't understand it at all. I don't have a clue." Sometimes the reasons for such acts are not easy to ascertain, especially when the killer is so young and seemingly innocent. Girl A apparently cried a lot after the murder. She was sent to a kind of special school for rehabilitation. Strangers even wished her well. Others did not. They knew about the stories of Girl A kicking and punching other students. They knew that she was very capable of violence. They heard the police psychologist who said Girl A scared the hell out of her classmates and that there had been an incident with her and a knife not long before the murder. They also knew about her obsession, which was looking at violent images online. She loved the Battle Royale story and was a big fan of the death-themed Flash animation urban legend Red Room. You can, of course, hope that she'll get better and one day become a functioning member of society. It might be possible, but with this next sicko, we seriously doubt that's ever going to happen. That's because this young chap didn't just kill one person, he became the USA's youngest ever serial killer. Craig Price. When this young man was arrested at the age of 16, like many of the kids we'll talk about today, he was as cool as ice. He had that look of a psychopath, which featured the iconic, complete lack of remorse. It's July 27, 1987. Craig is just 13 years old. He's already gotten into petty crimes, stealing, breaking into houses, and even a bit of stalking. But tonight, he's about to up the ante. He has a plan, and that is to break into his neighbor's house in Warwick, Rhode Island. The owner is 27-year-old Rebecca Spector. She might have seen Craig around the neighborhood, but the two don't know each other. Craig crawls through the window, walks into the kitchen and grabs a knife, after which he goes into the bedroom where she's sleeping and stabs her 58 times. This is a boy whose friends like to watch Scooby-Doo and still play with action figures. Despite some bad behavior, Craig is liked in the neighborhood. He's a large kid, but with a baby face. He's good at football, given his bulk, and soon gets the name Iron Man, even though he's still just a kid. No one suspects that he is a vicious killer. Like all serial killers, once he's had a taste of blood, he needed more. It's 2 years later when his neighborhood becomes frozen with shock when Craig's own family starts talking about a monster and it's someone who's done the most terrible thing. Craig takes pleasure in the fact that they have no idea they are talking about him. By all accounts, Craig lives in a stable family, and he's loved and cared for. His home life of his two friends and a family is great. The other night, he broke into the house of a 39-year-old Joan Heath. He had one intention as he sneaked into her house with a butcher's knife he bought her. This 15-year-old savage stabs her as she sleeps. She screams out as he bites her face. He loves the sound she makes when she's hurt. After stabbing her 62 times, he walks into the bedroom of the kid who's woken up awake, shaking with fright. The girls Jennifer, 10, and Melissa, 8, are later found in a similar state to their mom. For the detectives that arrive on the scene, it's a sight they never thought possible. They're traumatized by what they see. Soon the newspapers are talking about the Warwick slasher. People put extra locks on their doors. They never leave the windows open. They order their children home long before nighttime sets in. They are literally terrorized by a boy who they often chat with. Someone they think is a little bit cheeky at times, but a good kid on the whole. The police know something they don't. They're looking for a killer with huge feet, size 13, which is not a common size at all. Believing these crimes are the work of someone local, they put their heads together and find a kid who's been done for burglary before and other minor crimes. That's Craig Price. And when they look at his backyard shed, they find a collection of knives. They bring him in, and one of the first things they ask is, where did you get that big guy? Craig didn't deny it. In fact, he seemed almost proud of his work. The newspapers have been talking about the capture of Rhode Island's most notorious serial killer. But what people started talking about was the fact that his 5'10" and 245 kids, and he started killing when he was 13. How is that possible? It was unheard of even in ultra-violent America, a country where serial killers were seemingly propagating like tadpoles in a large swamp. Craig didn't seem one bit bothered about his crimes when he described them to the detectives. When he talked about killing those children, it was like he was explaining what he had for lunch that day. One of the detectives later said he talked about killing these people like it was nothing. And absolutely nothing. It's incredible. And he took pleasure in telling me that because he was a juvenile, he'd soon be out of prison. To say the least, the detectives who'd seen the bite marks on the mother's face and witnessed knife blades snapped off in the arms of her young daughters were furious. All they thought was this is a person that has no remorse. And we believe when he says that he will make history when he gets out in a few years. Craig actually told them he would, bragging about it. That night, Detective Tom Colgan returned home to his wife and children and bawled his eyes out. He cried and cried and cried. He'd been the first person on the scene that killed the murder. To see this kid smirk at his actions was Detective Kevin Collins reacted differently. He flew into a rage, promising himself that as long as he lived, that kid was not going to walk out of juvenile detention in a few years' time. With relatives of the victims and local police, Collins created the Citizens Opposed to the Release of Craig Price group. The pressure mounted and states passed a law that allowed juveniles to be tried in adult court only for serious crimes. This is why Craig is still in prison today.
Motherfucker in every fucking corner, dude. Fucking camping bitches, dude. That's all you are. Camping fucking bitches.
Not even aggressive spanking. He said in the past that white people were to blame because when he was young, on occasion people issued racist slurs at him. That might have been true, and as wrong as it is, people generally don't mutilate children when they're offended. Psychiatrists have said that Craig is a psychopath. His violence has nothing to do with racism, and one of them said, "I suspect from all I've seen and know of these murders that Craig was in a psychotic rage at the time of these events, and that he should probably be classified as a serial murderer, disorganized type." The Heaton family he killed had only lived in that neighborhood for 2 weeks. It even helped Craig fix his bike chain one day. Craig later said he felt a racist aura around the mom. He later admitted, "I knew the act of killing Joan Heaton was the answer." Now a grown man, Craig has had multiple fights in prison and on occasion has attacked other inmates with shivs. He did that just in 2019 and was sentenced to 25 years for it. While inmates who kill kids and women can face harassment and kill-on-sites type violence from other inmates, his history of incarceration shows that he's the one who initiated most of the attacks against the inmates and officers. Can some people be born evil? Can the brain just be wired up the wrong way with some folks? We'll tell you our theory soon, but first you need to hear about another blossoming Jasmine.
Are you fucking kidding me? Get the fuck out of here.
Craig Price was one, and we have no doubt that Jasmine Richardson could also be given this title. Like Craig, she had a few screws loose. As we said before, with just about all serial killers, there's a history of extreme childhood trauma and horrific violence. But with some killers, it's never obvious where they got their evil stuff.
Enemy soldier incoming. Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly. All stations, we are green to go. Stand by for deployment. Faster. Squad mates redeploying. Well done. Use your TAC map to hunt down the rest of them. That squad, hunt them down. Target down. Marking the rest of them. Enemies dropping into the AO.
Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me, dude. I'm not even gonna...
Go get after.
Oh my gosh. If you wanna know what... You got two of them playing with each other in back here. Literally playing with each other, dude. Fucking faggots.
They set up a test area where 5 subjects will stay. It's a still environment into which the researchers can release the stimulant in gas form. The levels of oxygen are okay. The subjects have been given dry food, each a bed with no bedding, running water, and toilets. The researchers listen to the subjects through a microphone, and there are cameras through which they can monitor the subjects. The only portholes to the outside are 5-inch thick glass windows, which are fairly big.
Your squad mates back on station.
The scene is
Good work.
set in a
Your
5-man
squad made it to the safe zone.
for 3 days. The gas is doing its job, and the researchers are pleased about it. One researcher tells another, not so bad, what a joke. Just wait until the world sees what we've got. Comrade Stalin will be most pleased. The subject is free to try and stay awake for 30 days. And has been
You've got reinforcements inbound.
make the 30 days, they'll get their freedom. Such a deal seems fair to them. Things turn slightly dark around the 4-day mark. When the subjects start discussing war and the horrors they've seen, they speak of traumas, continuing nightmares, other ghastly things they witness. Day 5, and things get worse. The men start showing signs of psychosis, talking to themselves, and things that are not there. They grow paranoid of each other, start whispering,
Got a loadout drop inbound.
the other subjects. The researchers, of course, know about this information. After 5 days, their minds can turn on a person. Hallucinations can seem real and horrifying, but they wondered, was it the loss of sleep?
Down to you, soldier. Stay
Suspicions
sharp.
about the gas effects were more solid at day 9, when one guy just started screaming, howling like a bitch, and running up and down the road. He screamed so much he seemed to tear his vocal cords, because after a few hours he squeaked like a children's toy. A few more days
Squad mates
passed, and
redeploying.
everything
Well
was
done.
silence. The men could not be seen for 10 years. They were alive for sure, since the oxygen levels indicated 5 billion men, but where were they? The researchers hadn't wanted to expect this. They felt they
We're
were
detecting vulnerability in the enemy network. Shoot the before they go offline. Yep. Enemy soldier incoming. Located the rest of them.
What was this? Had they been getting rid of the gas? The researchers said there was nothing they could do but open the door. They opened the vent and fresh air displaced the residual steam. What the researchers heard next was the men screaming, "Please get more of that damn gas."
Good
They
work.
went to day 15. To their surprise, one man was dead. You know what the scene looked like because we laid that out for you in the intro, but we didn't tell you what happened after the pollution was done of the half-state survivors. On close inspection, the researchers saw that the wounds on the men were very bad. They looked as if they might have been self-inflicted too. They had torn the skin and muscles from their chests, which revealed the horrific sight. This man had seen blood vessels that were still working and moving. Others reported receiving out when soldiers arrived to help them with the subjects, the extrication process wasn't exactly fun. One of the subjects ripped the man's throat right out, while another soldier had his arms were broken. 5 soldiers lost their lives in total, but some of the victims had their own lives. Once the subjects
Camping bitches, dude. Fucking camping motherfuckers, bro. Look at this little camping cunt. Just hiding under a barrel. Bitch. Straight up bitch.
Broken knee bones, and his muscles were torn all over his body. When they tried to fix up the next man, they decided 2 deaths were enough and stayed. They patched him up nice, sewing his ruptured organs and lung skin cracks. The head surgeon said this man should not be alive after what he's done, but he admired his own work. A nurse commented that during the surgery, the beast had been smiling at him. She did wonder how bad normal instincts can remain functioning during the worst times. Yet he was dead knows the need to create something new, she philosophized, but quickly shook herself out of her reverie. The man suddenly started making a wheezing sound as if he wanted to say something. The nurse, quick to catch up, handed him a pen and a pad below. The man wrote, "Keep cutting." Wow, she got quite a maniac. She was glad she'd not reciprocated his flirty smile. As for the other maniac, he laughed like a hyena during his bodily reconstruction. He said he wanted that gas, the good stuff. And when asked why, he said he just needed it to stay awake. The surgeon mused, if these guys weren't so hell-bent on eating themselves, they'd make excellent night shift custodians. Cleaners, perhaps, or maybe security. But he knew all too well that they couldn't be trusted to wash their hands. Then, a former KGB agent had an excellent idea. Something that had amazingly escaped everyone else's thoughts. Why not put these poor suckers back?
Check your gear and weapons. We'll be deploying shortly.
I'll start with an all-go. Draw. I'm there, ROCKIN.
Enemy soldier incoming.
Here with these things, not with you. What are you? I must know. The subject that was shot, but he was not dead.
Enemies are dropping into the area. Watch the skies. Rip time's over. Now you can plunge in the war zone.
Keep this in mind. We aren't what you hide from. You're telling everybody. We are dangerous. But for good measure, the research is more
Resurgence. Stay alive to keep your squad in the fight.
What's going on? I'm gonna get out on that.
Enemies dropping into the AO. Copy your mark. Mortar strike inbound. No effect on target. Use your tac map to hunt down the rest of them. Over here.
Cancel line.
Your squad mates redeploying. Well done. I see an enemy. Enemy soldier incoming. You've got reinforcements inbound. You got gas moving in.
Enemy.
Need mid-count round. Your squad made it to the safe zone. Enemies dropping into the AO.
Mid-count round.
Yo, moving here. Yo, watch Airdrop inbound.
This one's down. Finish him. Shoot me again.
We're detecting vulnerability in the enemy's network. Locate their uplink stations and secure their intel before they go offline. Yep. Your squad mate's back on station. Good work.
Why is it nobody with me? They're going crazy by myself.
Dropping into the area. Watch the skies.
Teammates for a reason, you know.
Moving here.
Time for vengeance. You're redeploying.
Oh, the faggots are camping the Lodi again. I mean, what do I mean again? That's all they fucking do. Wow, get him out.
What he did and became Mexico's most wanted man. But despite that, he managed to evade capture. Then on the 22nd of February 2014, after an operation between Mexican and U.S. authorities, he was captured again. They had him, and they thought that was it. He was not going to bribe his way out of prison this time. When he was out, he was surrounded by the military and the police. Even the A-team couldn't have made it together to extricate this guy. This time, he was locked up in a very restricted area. His cell had no windows, and he had a little contact with anyone. He had a Spartan cell, and this time no luxuries. A bed, a shelf, a shower, a toilet bowl, and a basin. That's what he got. He was allowed some visits, and he had the right to receive the maximum amount of money to buy hygiene products. That was about $48 US. Not so much for the man who had millions. He could take an hour out of his cell a day, but the guards were told not to communicate with him. How on earth could he escape a second time? Well, on the 11th of July, 2015, he did just that. You see, there was a blind spot for the security cameras, and that was where the shower was. At close to 9 p.m. that night, he was seen going to that part of the cell, and that's where he vanished. Prior to that, for months, El Chapo's men had been digging a tunnel, and the end point was at that shower cell. The digging had been so nosy at times, some of the other inmates had been pointing out strange places. El Chapo's wife, Emma Coronel, played a big part in orchestrating the escape. El Chapo had
Enemies are
land
dropping
not
into the
far from
area.
the
Watch
prison
the
where the
skies.
digging began. And he had even managed to get a smartwatch smuggled into the cell so that it was moving ordnance. This was some escape, and the tunnel even had ventilation and lighting. To get out fast, El Chapo used a motor, especially made the rock. This contraption was also used for the excavation.
Soldier incoming.
4.9 feet wide, 5 feet 7 inches high, 30 inches in width. It was 30 feet off the ground, and so El Chapo was allowed to get down. But his career was not very long. After a month on the 8th of January 2016, this man managed to get away, once again using tunnels. He was captured shortly after, though. Now, the USA wanted him again, and the proceedings got
All
going
stations,
extradited.
Shadow 01. Deployment to the war zone has been
He
authorized.
assassinated a federal judge. It didn't work. He was finally extradited on January 9th, 2017. After his first prison escape. Right after his sentencing, in which he received one for the third year, he just disappeared. That's because on his way to prison, he saved his family to take him from the disclosed location. He didn't know where he was going. It was later that he ended up in prison in
Surge. Five of your team can redeploy. Eliminate targets and bring them back faster. Your team leader said it dropped away from your squad, soldier.
There are way more drugs here than inmates are locked up 23 hours a day. They are locked up for the so we know somehow they couldn't be locked up. We know when their guy was cell has a bed, a stool, and a desk all made of poured concrete. The cells are soundproof, so prisoners can't shout and communicate with each other. The inmates never know where they are in the facility because they never see through a window that will allow them to get to their location. Even when they're doing exercise, it is not a yard, but an empty swimming pool, so they can see over the walls. It's not a big one either, and it only takes 10 steps to walk from end to end. All over the prison, there are motion detectors and cameras, and the thick steel doors can only be opened with remote control. Officers monitor all parts of the prison from a control room, and if anything strange should happen, they can hit a panic button and automatically lock every door of the prison. The prison also has pressure pads, so in emergency, someone should stand up and roll pads. If someone could
Bounty targets identified. Weapons free.
and the cameras and get outside, they would have to scale a 12-foot tall razor-wire fence, and they'd have to do that in front of heavily armed guards in one of many towers. Other guards will walk around with attack dogs. It's very likely that this is also the most secure unit of this ultra-secure prison.
Down one squad mate. We'll get you redeployed faster.
This prison are vetted to prevent anyone corrupt getting a job. While working, they're told to communicate with prisoners as little as possible. It's a scapegoat, is what most people say, and it's not a nice place to end up. A former warden once described it like this: "This Supermax is the life after death. It's long-term. In my opinion, it's far much worse than death." Others have said how eerily quiet the place is because everything is moving at the same time. It's very different. Everything is spotless. So when journalists have gone in, they've been very surprised. It might look as bright as heaven if it weren't hell. In fact, that's how one word described it, like a clean version of hell. He told 60 Minutes, "I don't know what hell is, but I do know the assumption would be for one person, it's pretty close to it." This is how one inmate described it. The purpose is to gradually tear down mentally and physically through environmental and physical deprivation. For the inmates, it's kind of like having the place to yourself. Some people have said, because it's like this, the only way a person could escape would be if they actually had the prison warden in their pocket, which is never going to happen. There are around 400 inmates.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
Near the place.
Attack map to hunt down the rest of them.
This prison isn't anywhere close to location. It's not much of a problem. It has visitors. It's not actually coming in. He's full of regularly flowed up. His health and also passes. He said it's all about the state. All the time. If prisoners do want a break from the monotony, they at least have a TV, but that only plays religious and educational programs. This is how another person who's retired from the prison described this place. Superman is here, and it's one of the absolute structures of security.
Jesus Christ.
From an operational perspective, it's the most secure prison on earth. But if the man known as Papillon escaped from the notorious Devil's Island penal colony, and if those three guys really did escape from house arrest, maybe no prison on earth but maybe I'm chopping on this one. Mr. Gooseman escaping from the place nicknamed the Alcatraz of the Rockies. Let's think about it. If he would get out of sight, maybe he had to do that by the time he gone. But they've been vetted. Perhaps the only way a guard would offer help would be because Gooseman's men had kidnapped his family. But as only one man moves at a time, that prisoner is being watched from the control room. We just don't think he can go out the front door. He certainly couldn't get into the pressure pads, and the guards in the town.
Bounty target's gone dark. We lost the
There were
contract.
massive vents that were cut into pieces all the time. Everything is caught on CCTV. You would need a small army outside, and since the location is in the middle of nowhere, the army would be safe. Even if he employed some actor to hack the prison system and open the doors, he'd still have to face heavily armed guards. You can't see this happening outside of a Hollywood movie. But prisoners do
We're
have
detecting
rights to see
vulnerability in the enemy's network. Locate their uplink station and secure their intel
so
before they go offline, yep.
El Chapo had to make a trip to a hospital. Possibly a catastrophic event, such as an earthquake or a fire, could result in an escape. But this is pretty unlikely. If prisoners were suddenly removed from their cells, they'd be shackled, so they wouldn't get anywhere fast. In conclusion, we think El Chapo will not be going anywhere. This prison is a technical fortress that no man could escape from. The only scenario that he gets out in is a screenplay which involves an apocalyptic event shutting down all the systems and the guards being eaten by monsters. After which El Chapo sneaks out the back door and begins a mission of survival. He'll be doing no digging on the prison this time, and no one will be holding out their hand and accepting a bribe. And the drums. slowly rolling through the streets of the city. Two condemned men are going to be executed this morning. James Hardwick, 23-year-old thief and murderer Joseph Samuel. By the time the cart reaches the gallows near Brickhill Hill, a large crowd is gathered. They don't yet know that they're about to witness something unusual, that the events of the day were long. Reverend Samuel Hardwick finished his last rites to
Bounty
Hardwick.
targets are up.
Founder of
Get
the
after
Jewish
him.
community, Joseph Marcus, who would later become Australia's first rabbi, performs rites for Samuel. Then the men are asked if they wish to confess. Samuel pleads his case, pointing out a man in the crowd after sins as the real killer. Some people in the crowd are riled up and receive a passion speech, but the execution continues. Kennedy and Samuel and Hardwick step up onto the car. Bruce is placed around their necks.
Gas is moving.
Some say that Hardwick received the last-minute pardon. Samuel was left to face his maker alone. Others claim that Hardwick was indeed executed due to a bizarre twist of fate. He was only one executed on his day. Either way, standing on the front seconds from death, a terrified Samuel begins to quietly pray. The executioner drops the horse's rock. The horse trots
Enemy
forward.
squad's hunting you. Stay sharp.
Samuel's feet. In 1799, at age 15, Joseph Samuel was sentenced to 7 years of imprisonment for larceny in England. In 1801, he was transported to Australia to serve out the sentence. Samuel was imprisoned in the penal settlement at Sydney Cove in the colony of New South Wales. In addition to the harsh security of the prison camp, it was purposely unlocked. The guards figured that if a man was able to escape, the hostile outback would take care of him before he could make his way back to civilization.
Secure the
However,
outflank
Samuel
before things that work out
stayed
this.
alive. Eventually, he made it to Sydney and took up with the gang of thieves. On the night of August 25, 1803, they robbed the home of a wealthy woman, Mrs. Mary Freeze. Among other items, they stole 24 guineas and several silver dollars.
Squad mates are deployed. Well done. Marking the rest of that squad on your attack map. Get hunting.
Becoming the first police officer killed in the line of duty in Australia. The gang of thieves was quickly hunted down and captured. Samuel had
secured
seven
the
stolen
network.
guns in his
It's
pocket
over.
when he was arrested. Also, Mrs. Freeze identified him as one of the culprits. When interrogated, Samuel confessed to the robbery, but claimed to have nothing to do with the murder. Still, he was tried and convicted. The other suspects were
Fire
banished
sale
from the
active.
colony.
Buy station prices
Even though
have
they
been
were
reduced.
caught with blood on their clothes, two other suspects, Isaac Simmons and William Bladders, were acquitted due to insufficient evidence and their explanations. Simmons claimed that he was prone to nosebleeds, and Blatter said he had recently slaughtered a pig. The morning of the execution, Simmons was
Make the top
escorted
25, well done.
in the hopes that he would come to confess. At the time in Australia, death by hanging was brutal. The more merciful drop hanging, where a convict drops through a hole and your neck is quickly snapped, hadn't yet been instituted. Instead, a condemned person stands on the cart. Once the noose is placed around their neck, the horse would pull away with the cart. Thus, the condemned would be left dangling and slowly.
Your squad mate's back on station. Good work. Resurgence window is ending. Watch your six.
Noose is spread around his neck. The executioner slaps the horse's
Bounty
rod. The
contract's
horse
been
trots forward and the cart pulls out from
Fire
behind
sale's over.
Samuel's feet.
Adjusting
He
price.
dangles for a moment. Then the rope around Samuel's neck
Got gas moving in.
causing him to drop to the ground, spraining his ankle. Another rope is brought, and for a second time, Samuel stands on the cart. Again, a noose is placed around his neck. And this time, when the horse pulls the cart away, the noose unravels, extending the rope enough to allow Samuel
Some of your squad's outside the safe zone.
Now, the crowd is uneasy.
You've got
Not only
reinforcements
has this man
inbound.
actually proclaimed his innocence, but mysteriously twice now, the executioner has fatally killed him. Some people shout for Samuel's crucifixion, claiming that divine intervention is saving him. Nevertheless, a third rope is fetched. This time, the authorities quickly inspect the rope before making use. It's a standard rope made of 5 thick cords of hemp. It should be able to hold around 1,000 pounds without breaking. For the third time, Samuel is placed on the cart. The noose around his neck. The horse is slapped and pulls the cart away. Incredibly, the rope breaks again. Samuel falls face first into the ground and is briefly knocked unconscious. By now, the crowd is routed and clamored for Samuel to be released. The provost marshal orders the execution to be delayed and gallops off on horseback to report the unbelievable series of events to Governor King. He comes
Squad
back
mates
with a state of
redeploying. Well
execution.
done.
The governor is holding Samuel. Quick back, his
Has closed. No more second chances.
Samuel was taken to the doctor for injuries received during the botched execution. He fully recovered. His sentence was converted
Supply
to
crates Shells are
prison.
restocked.
He was
Advise
sent
you
to
load up
Kingstown,
now.
which later became Newcastle, to work in the coal mines. In 1806, Samuel and 7 other men escaped the settlement, sailing off in a boat during a storm. They were never heard from again. All were presumed lost at sea. Isaac Simmons was convicted and hung for the murder of Constable Lovers. However, today, Constable Lovers' murder is considered to be Australia's oldest cold case with no definitive proof as to the murder. The Vietnam War is in full swing. Back home in the USA, hordes of civilians are protesting the U.S.'s involvement in what's seen as a pointless war almost every day. The government pushes back against these protests, stating that it's important to cut off communism wherever possible because it spreads like a plague. Deep in the jungles of South Vietnam, though, none of this matters. What matters now is their own lives. It's the adults
Gas is
who are
closing in.
cautiously making their way through the thick jungle back to their fire base. They're not far now, only 2 or 3 miles away, but are very wary of running into enemy ambush. The Viet Cong in their North
The safe zone is far from your location. Get moving, pronto.
When the men are exhausted after hours fighting in the jungle, being eaten alive by mosquitoes and other creepy crawlers. Suddenly, a rifle opens up, and it puts them just in the ground and turns on fire. A quick headshot reveals that no one's getting away. It's getting dark and the muzzle blasts reveal the shooter's position. The men kill their target.
Enemy soldier incoming.
In the midst of the firefight, one of the American soldiers suddenly notices a big bush. Stand up.
Be advised, resurgence is no longer active. It's fatigued.
That's pure muscle. That is just there. Covers the creature's entire body as it crosses the jungle. There's an alarm cry from the Viet Cong fighters. Any soldier shot
Down to 10. Win this thing.
war, but keep on going. The Viet Cong are in a real full panic now.
Enemies dropping into the AO.
The American troops are laid their
You're losing ground.
and ask for
Move it.
permission to attack. As they serve, the bodies immediately ripped apart. There's not a single bullet in them. This encounter is not new to American forces in Vietnam, though. The forces inform the soldiers that what they're encountering is about to do. These creatures have been no longer deep.
Woo! Woo!
The Americans who spent the nickel using
Holy fucking shit, that was crazy.
Gear up fast, we're about to get evil. Gear up fast, we're about to get evil. Enemies dropping into the AO. Enemy soldier incoming. Playtime's over. Stand by for deployment to the war zone. Drop point for your squad and lead them in. Enemies dropping into the AO.
Camping ass bitch.
Was a new
See the bitch camping in the corner?
This happened more times than any other character. Lynn was not as unfamiliar with the face as a Hollywood icon should be. And he wasn't the only one to experience the setbacks from his drinking. Those around him got a raw deal too. Hollywood Squares host Peter Marshall and actress Faye Fowler both state that Lynn, when drunk, could be downright cruel. Allegedly, this manifested into Lynn extinguishing his cigarette on the back of a manager's hand at his favorite Hollywood restaurant.
Enemy soldier
His substance
incoming.
abuse turned out to be downright deadly. 1965, Lynn played host to a young actor and friend, James Davidson,
Your
in
squad
San
mate's back
Francisco
on station.
hotel room. Well, late in the morning,
Good work.
the 24-year-old actor James the whole thing was just a shit. But it didn't. Even with the event being witnessed by 2 police officers, the whole mess was kept out of the news. Thus, had just been fooling around when the young actor wished to show off some skill, and one slip sent him falling to his death.
Bloody hell, your aim is shot.
Good camping.
Lynn was involved in
Good
another
camping.
this time at his alma mater, Northwestern, when he was named
Oh yeah, you're a shit fuck sniper. Nice miss. Jesus, another miss. Wow. Camp a little more, buddy. Camp a little more. Maybe this ain't the fucking game for you.
Dreams, but no big story. People fondly remember Paul Lynn for his comedic timing, razor sharp, and brought iconic characters to life, involved in a wide variety of projects. I like what you say.
God damn it, how many times am I gonna kill you today, bitch?
Make it to the big screen and some great films. Somehow it just wasn't what he had always dreamed his path would be. After graduating at the top of his class in acting, he proudly moved to New York City to begin the ascent. But as with many dreams of stardom, it took time. Paul struggled, waiting tables and selling pints of blood for years before getting the small break. 52. That's cute. All day bloodsucker. The job offers did not cascade in. And just like that...
Look at it. Did you see two of them camping? What are their names? Them twins. Oh, there you go. That's cute. That's what they do. Let's go ahead and fuck them twins up.
He was becoming impatient. Paul wanted to be a movie star and did everything in his power to become it. He went as far as buying a house at the sword-slinging Errol Flynn one star home, certainly the job of his father. This all began when he saw the film Intro. Afterwards, he was obsessed with being rich and famous. To Lynn, leading into TV shows.
Come on, faggots, camp it out, bitch. You ain't doing shit.
On the small screen, they'd never be all by the big one. He wanted the whole movie star experience, right down to the aura.
Fucking campers.
His monumental television success actually inhibited his dreams. Lynn desperately wanted people to approach him and ask for autographs.
Of course they're not gonna fucking watch Lodi.
Faggot. Step outside of the palatial Hollywood home and see the swarms of supporters he felt deserved. Hollywood Center, by any means, though we celebrate Paul Lynn to this day and respect all of his accomplishments, the actor saw everyone else as a threat. He hated the idea of being upstaged by anyone or anything. He would outright tell the quote, "There's nothing worse than me being on stage with kids or a dog." He wanted to be the center of attention. This is the man who is unmatched. He's so memorable
What? I can't hear you.